fragmented Keke Palmer, Darius Jackson, whatever his name is, situation goes to show you that, you know, most people live in fragmented shells of relationships. Most people are on again, off tomorrow. Few people have the commitment necessary to see a bond or a relationship through until the end, until death do us part, you know. And for those of you that don't know, if you lie down with a woman, you have a kid with her, that's your woman, you know, that's your lady. And so she went out and posted her briskets out for the world while hugging and grinding on a man who allegedly gave another man herpes. And then you, who are in a weaker position by this from the standpoint of this world, you know, you don't make as much money, you weren't in these movies, etc. You go ahead and say you're going to cut her off, and then you go on and take her back. I don't give a damn if it was scripted. I don't give a damn if you did it for Hollywood. I don't give a damn if you did it to sell tickets. You are weak, and you have spiritually cucked yourself to this woman, all for a profit, all for that almighty dollar. You know, many people call it Holly weird. Many people say it's a conspiracy. I mean, sure, but it's very simple to wield these narratives, the narratives of it's okay for your woman to go out and post herself naked and see these two, they got back together and they worked it out, so should you. And you're a bad man. You're a bad man if you're not willing to work it out. You're a bad father, a deadbeat father, if you're not willing to let your dignity be thrown into the Hudson River, be thrown into the bottom of the sewer for the sake of really this woman's happiness and this woman's, you know, emotions towards you. There are certain lines that a woman cannot cross. And the damaging thing about this Darius Jackson and Keke Palmer situation is now women are going to look at it and they're going to expect it from their man. Well, not all men have been spayed and neutered for Hollywood and for this world the way that, you know, Keke Palmer's husband has been by, you know, from looking at the standpoint of, from looking at the situation on face value. Again, we don't know what's going on. And a lot of this stuff is scripted too. That's another thing we have to keep in mind. You know, did they plan the whole thing? Because right after she went off with her briskets, posted her butt cheeks on Usher, she went ahead and was selling tickets for some. What's happening, Twitter? Stuck in traffic, making a few voice notes. Make sure you're professional in all of your endeavors, man. If you say you're going to do something, go ahead and do it. Be on time, be punctual, and do the right things. You can fulfill all of these requirements. Check all of these boxes at the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. We are started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York since 1969. We've been teaching the truth that all blacks, Latinos, and First Nations are the Jews according to the Bible. We've proved this with the Bible, prophecy, history, archaeology, etc. So come get down, check out the truth, I.S.U.P.K, learn how to become a real professional. I'm hearing about the alleged resurgence of COVID-19 cases all throughout the timeline. And what many people need to understand is that plagues and diseases and rampant illness, if you will, was prophesied in the Bible. It was foreseen by the one you call God and expounded to the Israelites, so-called blacks, Latinos, and natives, so that we would wake up and smell the coffee and see what's really going on. What's really going on here is that these empires are losing their grip financially. They're losing their grip morally. They're losing their grip spiritually. And there will soon be a changing of the guard. If you'd like to be a part of that changing of the guard through God, make sure you get in touch with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge in your area. ISUPK.com. We're everywhere. Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, MeWe, TikTok. Check us out. Let me hip you to something, man. The concept of enforced monogamy is destructive for many reasons. One of them is that it is propping up the truck stop prostitution industry. In this, if a trucker had another woman in the zone that he was trucking to, he would be less inclined to purchase or acquire the services of a harlot, of a whore, of a prostitute. But because you, in your false, whitewashed, fabricated lie of a religion, false religion known as Christianity, have stated that one man and one woman must gather together in holy matrimony till death do you part, and sign a contract, you believe that that is marriage, And now you've got lonely truckers rolling around with no discipline, buying whores. But let me tell you this, Twitter. If enforced monogamy was dissolved, if it was socially acceptable for a man to have more than one woman, it was established as law that a man could have another woman if he so desired, then it would crush prostitution business. It would crush the OnlyFans business. It would crush the strip clubs. It would crush that. BYOB, Twitter. Bring your own broad. Better wake up and smell the coffee. Better wake up and smell the coffee real quick. Africa's at war. Russia is, by some accounts, obliterating the Ukraine. By other accounts, Ukraine is holding strong. We know what the end will be. Coming soon to a city near you. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. I.S.U.P.K.com. And let me tell you one thing. Sex is marriage according to the Bible, according to the laws of God, and according to the laws of man. At least within the United States, and I believe in Canada as well, you are not considered married. You have not consummated the marriage until you get down in those bed sheets and become one with your woman if you're a man, or with your man if you're a woman. Sex is marriage according to God's law as well as the world's law. When will we recognize it? Black man, Latino, First Nation, man and woman. That's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but it. Take care. Hey, what's going on? Coming to you late here with a special piece of information, and that is that poor people should be paid daily. You shouldn't have to wait 2 weeks for a paycheck that's taxed north of 30% when you factor in retail purchases, etc. Poor people should be paid daily every day. They should receive the money that they earn for that day so that they can go and take care of the day-to-day necessities without stress, without as much stress as they would otherwise have if they have to wait for 2 weeks when it's, quite frankly, unnecessary. And if you're listening to this, you are poor. You are a few paychecks away from being out in the street, eating out of soup lines and living in a homeless shelter or living in a homeless shelter. You should be paid daily. Food for thought. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Hey, what's going on? Just wanted to touch on the imploded boat that had billionaires or billionaire sons or what have you on it, and really follow the story that closely. But of course, it's a terrible incident. People have perished so horribly. What I want everyone to learn from this, what I want the living to learn from this, is that so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans had been thrown overboard in times past, and had gone through terrible tragedies in times present. And when that had occurred, when those incidents had occurred, when that history was brought to light, it was most desirous from the other peoples here in America, in the Americas, to suppress that information. It's desirous. They were desiring to suppress it. And that's part of this political argument that is on the critical race theory. But now that it has happened to, according to reports, some of the richest people in the world, I would hope that every other nation here in the Americas can see our humanity, can look at us as humans and not as animals. When 10 people were murdered in the grocery store in Buffalo, New York, there were jokes made on the internet and threats made to the city of Buffalo that it would happen again. What I would hope, but I doubt will occur, is that the rulers of America would grow on them some humanity, some compassion, but it will not happen. That is the official stance, the official take on the imploded boat. Twerking in front of your kids should be considered child molestation. It should be considered child abuse. You should come under the same fire that a man will come under for abusing, for assaulting a child. It's disgusting. At an age where the child cannot and should not have to decide whether they want to be advanced sexually or not, is disgusting. It's disgusting. And then these boys and girls grow up and join all manner of lifestyles. Even worse, or equally as bad, they become sexual predators themselves. Understand this as a woman. If you are twerking in front of kids, you are twerking in front of boys in specific, you are creating the type of men that you complain about, the type of men that are sexual animals in the deviant sense, and men that are willing to wait in a bush and take what is most precious to a woman. That's right, I said it straight up and down. When you subject a boy to that at an age when he can't mentally process it correctly, he is going to grow up and believe that any woman is available, and every woman wants to be sexualized in this manner. And you create the men that you say on the timeline that you hate. Why are we celebrating Kendrick Lamar's birthday? First of all, Kendrick Lamar is an entertainer. He gets paid to entertain people. He gets paid to rhyme over beats, okay? That's the first thing you have to understand. This is just another man like everyone else. That's the first thing. The second thing is that it is an abomination, a disgusting thing to celebrate your birthday, because you make yourself a god and you haven't been able to get your rent canceled. You can't cancel your student loans. You can't make yourself an inch taller, an inch shorter. You can't, through the power of your mind, manifest anything into your life. Yet we go on and celebrate ourselves as gods every year. How many people do you know of that have been shot, killed, stabbed, cheated on, kidnapped, and worse on their goddamn birthday? Many such cases here all over the planet Earth. Celebrating birthdays is a sin, is an evil thing. If you don't believe me, just check out what happens on your next birthday, the next birthday of a family member, God forbid. You know, that's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Who cares about Kendrick Lamar? What you have to understand about the Haitians, that the Haitians are the children of God, are one of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. In specific, the so-called Haitians are descendants of a man called Levi. That's right. The Haitians are the Levites, according to the Bible. They were the priests of the Old Testament, serving the Most High and carrying out Moses's orders. And on through up to the period of the Maccabees. The priests were Levites, the priests of the Old Testament, today known as the so-called Haitians. Many of us have a zeal for God, but not according to knowledge. You're so-called Haitian. You are of the greatest people on the planet Earth. And though we go through hell and suffer hell on our islands, we will win in the end, and we will be the rulers of the planet Earth in the kingdom of heaven. Dinner with Jay-Z, or a week with Ruby Rose. This is the tough decision going on the timeline today. How about neither, man? There's nothing I can get in a conversation with Jay-Z that I can't get on 15 minutes on YouTube. You act like he's the goddamn business mogul of all of hip hop and all of sports and entertainment, music and entertainment or something. Guy probably has some knowledge about business, but he's not a mogul. It's a waste of time. A week with Ruby Rose. What can I get in a week from Ruby Rose that I can't get from the homegirl up the street, up the block, across campus, in another town, state, city, country, whatever? Absolutely nothing. And what does she have to offer that I can't get from any woman USA or Canada? Nothing. How about neither? All right, so here's something that few know about Kanye West's birthday party. So there were photos posted on the timeline from Kanye West's birthday party where there was a naked woman with food on her body. That is an ancient Japanese practice. Ancient. It's a recent Japanese custom, a recently formed Japanese custom known as a Nayo Taimori, which literally means serve food on the female body, often referred to as body sushi. It was originated from a form of food play called wakamizaki, which was performed during the Edo period, where they would essentially drink booze off of a whore or a geisha girl's snatch, basically.
put it to put it in blunt term, to put it in black and white in the lowest common denominator, they would drink it off of her genitalia. And this should show everyone is that he didn't learn anything really. I mean, he's saying that we are, we being so-called blacks, Latinos, natives, what have you, are of the 12 tribes of Judah, as he put it. Well, he applies none of that to his life. Knowing you're an Israelite is one thing, but applying it to your life is another. He's applied none of what he's heard to his life by this outward appearance and by celebrating a birthday party. Nowhere in the Bible does it mention a man of God celebrated his birthday.